Hey, Mitch and Mike listeners, it is Mitch, it is Mike, and we got a show for you. Good golly. We got some guests today, folks. We got Kristin Paiva and we got Scott Parkin in the room. Say howdy, folks.
Howdy, folks.
Hi.
Oh, see what you did there?
I'm so good at improv.
She's funnier than you, Mitch. I'm ditching you, bro. All right.
Please do.
So, yeah, our mutual pal, Jim Frank, contacted us a couple weeks ago and was like, hey, would you like to have Kristin and Scott on your show? And we said, would we?
I said, poop my pants.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
We're like big time now. We got,
There's one.
Yeah, so welcome to the show, guys. Appreciate
Thanks.
you joining us. And for our listening audience, if you don't know who these folks are, Kristin is a big time casting director. Has casted for Disney shows, many of them, and she's really big in the voiceover world now. With the I met her at One Voice and then started stalking her inadvertently. I still apologize for that.
Yeah.
Can you accidentally?
Can you do
I
that?
meant to contact you, but not so much.
I accidentally followed her for 12 years.
Yeah.
That time you were outside my house was different, but
That's
it's
Yeah. Well,
fine.
I mean, your bushes needed a trim, and so
Okay.
I felt like I
This
needed
is
to
different.
look in your window and
This is getting derailed.
I am a mom of two.
yeah.
So little kids. So we can't take care of everything, Mike.
We'll leave that right there. We'll leave that right there.
We're
All
already
right.
off the rails, folks.
Yeah, baby. Hey, we roll off the rails. So,
Yeah.
and then we got
That's what I
Scott
was
Parkin in
hoping
the room,
for.
and Scott is one of the biggest personalities I think I've ever seen in my entire life, and so we're
Thanks.
Legend.
super glad to have you guys.
Legend in this
Glad to be
space.
here, my friend.
Legend in his own space, is that? Legend in his own mind, legend in his bedroom.
Thanks.
I mean,
Because
you're in your
legend
bedroom
on
now,
MySpace.
so-
That's important. Don't come at me, man. I just got here. Jesus, work this stuff out in therapy.
All right, so
We've started out well.
Okay, and
Mitch.
okay.
Mitch, you want to get a word in edgewise while you still have a chance?
I don't know what the hell to say anymore. I was wondering how we were even going to start talking about you guys, because I think we could just have fun the whole time riffing, would be my guess.
Most likely.
But I'm going to ask Mike, because we didn't do this before. We didn't ask how we want to start or do anything. This is
No,
all,
we don't do that kind of thing.
This is all wet and wild. But would we rather have a single, like how you started, or maybe how you guys got together? What sounds best to
Ooh,
Mike and the crew?
I enjoy talking about her because I
No,
found
hold
her-
on. Because then you go off and you say all these really lovely things, and then I'm like, thank you, Scott.
I
And then
have
I look
nothing
like
to
a real
say
fucking
about
asshole.
you.
So how about I start?
Please,
or something.
please,
I don't know.
Kristen. Tell
right.
No,
Joel.
let him go. No, because
What's
then
the
he's
point?
gonna do that, and then I don't get to say
can
nice
still
things,
do it.
and then it
You'll
looks
get to say
disingenuous.
Well, how about
Nice.
if we just agree to say really nasty, ugly things about each other?
Kristen,
and then you won't have to worry.
It's a good call.
Kristen, I've written down some nice things for you to say. I'm texting them to you.
Can you
now.
send them to
There you
me?
go.
That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
So
See,
I met this one when I went to JMC's animation class at the London. He invited myself and my daughter to stop there, and I wasn't participating. I was just taking pictures of the class and
Talking
listening.
a lot. I mean, listening.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I doubt
Mostly
Talking
listening
a
because
lot.
I didn't know her and I didn't want to offend her. Now I don't care. But I was just fascinated. I've worked with a lot of directors, for camera directors, all kinds of directors, but I was fascinated by what a good communicator she was, and how self-deprecating and comfortable she made all the people who were dying to impress her or do good in front of the competition. And it's a very tense thing in one of those classes because you don't want to look a fool. And I've trained with Jeff Howell. I still train. I'm a coach, but I still train because you got to try and remain relevant. But I just thought, man, I'm a communications guy, and I thought, wow, what a great communicator. What a hilarious person who I'm also a writer. So watching her tell people to find the joke and land the joke and different little character arcs and all the nuance of it just blew my fucking doors off. I was just really, really impressed. Not a terribly bright person, but kind, on time. No, I didn't want to keep going because she's going to go, stop saying nice things. But I thought this is a person that if somehow I can work with in some capacity, I'm going to try that as hard as I can. and that's how I met her. And that was the frightening part is only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we did 9 table reads.
And now we're married.
And now we're freaking married. I want my records back.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's common law. I
Separate
think.
cities.
I would have never guessed. See, I would have totally guessed that you guys have been friends forever. Because
Me too.
Feels that
your
way.
dynamic
Me too.
together
Me too.
is
What's
like
that?
your dynamic together. You just feed off of each other like people who have been, best friends for a long, long time.
Listen, no bullshit. I am a giant fan of this person. I really, I can't say. I'm not supposed to say.
Sorry.
You can. Kristen's daughter walked
She's
in. For those of
gonna-
you who are just listening, there's a cute little fuzzy girl who's out of focus right now next to Kristen.
Sorry.
So.
She wants to
fuzzy.
come. She just woke up, so she's going to. I'm sorry. Is that fine?
Hi, baby.
How do we feel
That's
about that?
perfectly fine. We
That's
feel
bad.
good about all of that. So.
A great kid. So yes, on top of all that, she has a work ethic that I don't know what kind of cool cold fusion she's using, but she's a mother. I'm a single dad, so she's kind of she's a mom of 2 and pulls off this other stuff. So when I got a chance to go, hey, I really want to do this thing at my house because I was a 4-camera writer for television. Got to keep the neighbors on their toes. And I always liked the table read because I was a joke guy. I'm a joke writer, and there's story room and joke room, and that's where you find out where the jokes work and what stories work. And I always liked that situation. They don't do it a lot in animation. They do it at Simpsons. They do it at Disenchanted. The Rick and Morty does it. American Dad, but not that many people do. She's familiar with it, but I said, hey, I want to do a table read class. So people, because you can't really do a table read unless you book one, and I've seen people fired after table read. So you really have to know what you're in for. And so we built this thing at the Parkin space here, and it was just really fun watching her work. And I was hosting and part of the Q&A and pouring drinks and chiming in from a writer's perspective. But it was really her thing, and I learned an awful lot, and I learned how much she values improvisation. So that's where we crossed over a lot on the next thing we're doing. And I'll hang up and listen. I love your show.
Yeah,
First
thanks.
time,
I
never,
I've never listened to it before, but thank you so much.
Well, and I could just say, I just want to jump in and say it was so funny because I went in and I did that workshop with JMC, and I came in with my son. He was 8 weeks old at the time. So JMC and Kayla were watching my 8-week-old.
Oh my God.
And it's just so fun because, Scott and Miranda were in the back of the room, and, you meet Scott Parkin once, and he's someone you want to meet. He's someone you want to be friends with. He's just got that energy, right, when he's in a room that you're like, oh, I want to know that guy. And no, it's true. And you've just got such a lovely energy, and you're just so funny. You're the life of the party. And I was just instantly like, oh yeah, we're going to be best friends. Yeah, we're going to be friends. I don't think you asked me to do the table read till after Dallas OVC.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's when I starting to figure out, okay, listen, I have lots of chairs. I've got a bar. I've got space. I've got a stage.
Yeah, you created such a great
we
space.
started doing long form stuff, and I was teaching improv to kids, but I really wanted to do a table read. And so I rented it out to a couple of writers for television, and we had done table reads. And I was like, okay, we need to do this. And then we have to hammer out the format. And that's one of the things that you don't know about her, is that she has quite an analytical side of her brain, and that's the side that I need.
Said no one ever about me.
I need both of those sides, but it's like, okay, how many people? Well, let's do 6. Okay, then we have to charge this one. Well, she's like, do we do observers? I'm like, I never do observers normally. And she's like, well, they need to know what's coming, and then we can charge less for the class on the whole. I was like, oh, that's really smart. So we did observers, and then they would rotate into the table, so they knew how it goes, because she's tough as nails. She's very kind and very supportive, but this thing is gonna fucking roll. We're gonna go. It's a hybrid between a table read and an animation record. So it's page by page. You go back over the page, redirect, and then you go to the next page. So if you don't know that's coming, you can get your voiceover dick handed to you pretty quick.
Yeah, no, totally.
Has happened. Yeah.
That sounds.
When Scott approached me with it, I was like, he's got such a just an incredible mind and the way he comes up with things, like things that are not being done. It was a no-brainer. He's like, do you want to do this? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Hell yes, I do. And I started in the live action space, so like table reads are very common in live action, but like, yeah, it's just not common here. And I thought, what an incredible like event and thing to be a part of. Hell yeah. So it was absolutely a no-brainer, and he just keeps coming up with these ideas.
So we would do that. We would do 2 scripts. We'd have we
A lot of rum.
We over delivered and undercharged for sure, because there was breakfast and there was lunch and there was cocktails. It was not enough money, but it sure was fun, and everyone thinks we're fucking amazing because of that.
Right.
So
Because
Rum
they
helps,
were all.
yeah.
Why is all the rum going? And
Well,
Yeah.
they
did drink all
when
the
you're-
rum every
When
time.
when you're plastered, a lot of things are fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
okay, so this is a time to mention the sponsors. What do we do now?
Yeah. We're gonna roll you
yeah,
out.
I mean, no problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and
We're
plug.
gonna play
you
credits.
Scott and Kristin are here for a reason. So
we're
not
here
just
to-
to hang out with us because we're cool guys,
Mostly.
but they have
That's
this
fine.
thing
We would do that.
they're doing. And so why don't you go ahead and tell us about?
Hold on.
Is it
Sorry.
IASK?
I think. Hold
Or
on.
is it
I think.
Oh, wait.
Oh
I
wait.
think someone.
Always get a call from the control.
Yeah, I think someone's gonna go ahead and play that. Play the video you guys created. So hold on a sec.
Oh.
Oh, really? Oh, there is someone in the control room.
No, that's not happening. You guys
Nope.
go ahead.
I'm so glad, because it really would have just been, that's us talking about it. But it was damn funny because
you're
we
fired.
Video
couldn't
is
get,
funny.
we couldn't get through it because we were laughing so much.
No.
So
That
Miranda
was
had
really bad, too. It was
Miranda
really
had
bad.
to go. Miranda had to go in and pick and choose, and then we just ran outtakes, which I thought was even funnier.
Yeah.
That was great.
So what the thing is, it's and Kristin's pal came up with the name IASK.
Yeah.
And I was like,
One of my
yes,
coaching clients.
that's what we call it. And she also came up with the World Abomination Tour too. So it was like,
It just feels right. It just feels
Done.
right.
I mean,
So, I noticed-
I'm not gonna
Hate on that.
disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I
gonna be
noticed I noticed at the table that out of 6 people, usually 2 to 3 would sort of rise up and really lean into it and take advantage of the moment. And it's not that the other people were bad. It's just everyone is at a different level, and everyone responds to that kind of situation differently. And I noticed that all the people that seemed to rise up in that area all were improvising and were comfortable improvising within the character. So after 9 of those, I was like, dude, I love serving drinks and drinking and talking and running the Q&A and doing that. But I would really like to teach people how to improvise before you get them at the table, so they have a better chance to succeed and make those great character defining moments and stay committed to the character and consistent with the character, because that's what she needs as a director. At this point, she's not casting. Sure, stuff goes in the back of her head. This person might be good for that. Blah,
Always.
blah, blah. But she's directing. She's directing the show. She knows the story. She knows the creator's vision. She has all of that in her head and just spits it out really quickly. And she needs people that are decisive and comfortable and loose and not afraid to fall on their face. She certainly isn't. She'll go, "Oh, I blacked out. Sorry, do it again." She absolutely will. And you don't find that in people at that end of the table. Just to say, that's in writing, it's the head of the table and the other end of the table, and in directing, it's the head of the table. You don't find a director who's willing to go, "Yeah, I wasn't listening at all." So it's another thing that it just makes every actor go, I can do my best. I am okay. It is a safe space. So we wanted to come up with something that would help those actors learn how to improvise from within the character, learn how to define the character, but then learn how to improvise from that character. Because they're, like I do in commercials, they're all characters. Even right now, you get 5 of those for just $2. That's if I can. I don't talk like that, but if someone pays me, I'll talk like that. So once you realize they are all characters, you don't have to think, what would this character say? you're just that. It's an acting class. Really, the more I teach improv, the more I realize it's an
It
acting.
is, yeah. Well, and I had said over and over at our table reads, because, we'd have a little like Q&A after. And I don't say this because Scott is here. I adore Scott, but if Scott was shit, or if I thought improv wasn't important, I would say that. I would say both things. I'd say Scott is shit and improv isn't important. But that's not what I say. Scott is brilliant, for one, but also...
We're gonna cut this up and we're gonna release...
Just really edit that.
Yeah.
Scott is shit.
And Scott is shit. Yeah.
That's going to be
It's
on
not
my Christmas.
good. No, but he really, I really wouldn't. I just say the things that I really feel. But like years and years in this space has always shown me, like as a talent scout, I'll go out and I'll see different things. I'll go to everything. I'll watch everything. I'll go to stand up. I'll go whatever. But folks that have such an easy time stepping into this space are folks that have improv training. And I've said that over and over during the Q&A and stuff and these things. And so it's just so true. It allows you to be so flexible and to really lay into these characters, to build authentic, amazing characters that come to life, that come off this page. And, I said it over and over. We talk about it all the time, how I thought it was so incredibly important. And of course, this genius over here is like, well, why don't we create this thing? Why don't we create IASK, Improvisation for Animation with Scott and Kristin? And it's just such an incredible offering. And yeah, we wanted to come talk about it because we're so excited about it. I think one thing, and Scott can go into what we're doing with that, but I think the thing that connects Scott and I so much is we have so many of the same like philosophies and feelings about stuff. Everything that we do, we approach from a way of like, hopefully we will leave this situation better than when we left it. We'll help people. We'll do things that are going to add value, like genuine value. We're not here just to take people's money. Yeah, it costs money to do the session. We have to charge for it. But we're here because we love it and we want to add value. And I am so excited about IASK for what it is going to do for talent in this space. We tested it out in Atlanta. We had too many people and not enough time.
Of course you did.
But everyone did such an incredible job. And there was absolutely a direct relation from what people were doing in the improv section, doing in our character-specific improv, and then into the table read. So, Scott, I don't know if you want to talk about.
No, it's good. I just love that Winnie is out cold.
Out cold.
Yeah.
Out fucking
Yeah.
cold.
Those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, yeah, Kristen's got her daughter hopped up in her lap, and she just
she's up.
Yeah.
Right.
This is how
like a
Kristen
cherub.
does Benadryl. One for me, one for her. One for me, one for her.
I drugged her up before.
Little Benny.
No.
In the
Rub a
nose?
little
Like, does
whiskey.
she sniff
Rub
it?
a little whiskey in her
That's the
gums,
other
little
direction.
bourbon,
You
to
I
help.
was in radio in the 80s. You guys are going the other direction. She's out cold.
I just want a nap. I don't know what you want.
So tell us then how does one of these sessions go? First of all, you guys have already started this tour, yes?
We did a beta test with a bunch of Kristin's talent and friends that we know that are improv and animation specialists, and we're like, yeah, this works. And then we did it at
So fun.
We did it at VOA. We didn't exactly know the format because we didn't even have it at the point in time. So that was 12 people in 3 hours, and we're like, no, it needs to be 8 people in 4 hours.
Okay.
Because we want a lot of stage time, a lot of personal instruction. So it's only, I don't know many classes that only have 8 people and none that have 2 teachers and 8 people.
Yeah.
So
it's a good ratio.
How it starts is I really pride myself on being able to teach improv wherever they're at. If they're brand new, I really enjoy putting brand new people in with veterans, because brand new people, they're just white. Very often they're just like, look, just be brave and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like Adam directed Don't Look Up, and come on.
That guy.
Adam McKay. Adam McKay says when he works with actors who don't really improvise, like like Meryl Streep, she did 34 takes of the phone call in the White House, and he said, when I work with actors who don't improvise, I say, if you come from a place of real, you're gonna be okay. Whatever. And then he directed Anchorman, so you put a trident through a man's chest. I mean, these are big, broad characters. But just like Arrested Development, where Jason Bateman never winks at the camera, not once. Everything is just absolutely character-driven. That's what we try and instill in folks in this. So we start. Can I talk real quick about how the philosophies? She and I both
Yeah.
believe
No more talking.
Oh,
She and I both believe strongly in being honest with people. When she's at the table, she goes, I'm listening to 4,000 auditions. You see everyone's jaw just drop. But that's the reality of it. I'm the same way. If I'm working with someone, I'm going to say this is a fiercely competitive business. Never been more access, never been more competition. So we also both believe strongly in doing passion projects for people that you like and people that you care about. We did the Comic Casino. Everyone that's on our animated pilot is a volunteer. It's like donated their time. Tara Strong and Gray Griffin and Billy West and Maurice LaMarche and
Mindy Sterling.
And you do that to bring up the community. And with this thing, she's in touch with a lot of giant directors, and I know a lot of casting and a lot of creatives and writers. If someone does well in our class, believe me, people are going to know about it. We're trying to train the next generation in the way we feel is right. I don't want to get super evangelical about it, but in a little bit we are, because on the edges of our business, there are charlatans squeezing in and not being terribly honest, saying, you can make a living at this. You don't have to have any experience. You don't have to have talent. And that's...
So says my Facebook feed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to labor that point, but so we're trying to do the right thing. So we have enough time to do that with people, and I think they can learn a lot. So we start with improvisation, working basic improv things, how to develop, how to listen, how to pop off with a good character, how quickly you could come up with a character from just a few. What do you look like when you're sad? What do you look like when you're confused? Always come from a place of real. And then we start doing a little more advanced stuff, a little more character building, give them a little more to work with. And Kristin will start throwing in ideas that are from the show that we're going to cast and personality types that she's going to cast. And then after about an hour and a half of that, like different things, and everyone, my thing is success early and often. When I'm teaching surfing, when I'm teaching anything, because that's how I like to learn. If I fail a lot early, I'm probably weeping in the corner in the fetal position with a bottle of rum. So I like success early and often. So she and I work together, and she goes, I'm like, I want him to do a little better. She's like, yes. We both did that to each other in Atlanta. Like, hey, go easy. Hey, I am. You go easy. You're right. Okay, sorry. I'm nervous. There's a lot of coffee.
So much coffee.
We're a really good balance, and so we get to sort of team teach, and I get to do the improv part, and she goes, "That's good, but this character's probably a little more like that. He's dumb, but he's also a villain. So he's got to be dumb, but he also has to be a little scary." So then Kristin she's writing stuff down the whole first half of the class. She's casting. Basically casting. Who would be good at this? Who's going to be good at this?
Definitely casting. Yeah.
Which is really, if you look at all the pictures from the first half of the class in Atlanta are her going like this, and me like, it was hilarious. But she works really, really hard, and she's really, really good at that. So we want to give people the highest percentage chance to succeed at the table. So they feel great and we feel great. Wherever you are, if you're here, by the end of this thing, you're going to be here. If you're here, by the end of it, you're going to be here.
Yeah.
And if you're over here, you're in my neighbor's garden. So get the hell out of there.
Yeah. What was cool about in Atlanta is like I said, we saw every single one of those people in that workshop grow. And that's crazy. That's crazy when you see that.
That's what you want. So she'll then, so she's writing all the stuff down, and then we put up, just like in a real animated audition, you put up a color print of the character they'll be playing. You're going to be this
description.
And with a full-on specs character description. We give them about 5 minutes with that, to sit down with that, and then we have a couple different improv templates. We have a job interview, and we have a focus group. So then we take 3 of the characters that we've now cast from the show that's coming, and we'll put them in the job interview. And we'll start asking personality test questions. What do other people say about you? well, I don't care. I don't fucking like people. They don't like me. Or whatever your character is. You can define a character by how they answer. There was a gal in New York, I was doing this, it wasn't animation, but she had played a really overwrought and overwhelmed character, and I just loved it. And I said, okay, play that girl again. And I was like, just fill in the blank. Just fill in the blank. Like, every day I get up and I wake up and I say, she goes, not again. It's very character defining. So we ask him a bunch of questions, and then Kristin will start refining the answers. Well, your guy is this, but he's also this. And she's good. I love that. But maybe she has she's a fan, but not a sycophant. You know, she uses really good language and really good specificity to help them hone the character down. So before they've even opened a script, they've learned who their character is. They've built the character, and
they've
now
lived as the character. They've responded as them. They've
responded. They've improvised as the character, and we haven't even opened the script yet, which never happened at the table read because she just didn't have the casting time, and I didn't run a class ahead of time. So
there were some misses for that. P.S. There were some misses for that because I didn't have the time to see people in these roles.
Yeah, and that we've completely figured out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're obviously this person and not that person. So they have, before they open the script at the table, they're relaxed, confident, they know their character, they're comfortable with improvising, because it doesn't mean improvise shoehorn improv in every moment. It's every moment of exposition or character arc or whatever. They get a really good handle on. It really, sorry, I don't mean to break off, but my brain is, it's really about confidence. And if they have confidence when they sit down at the table before doing this thing that most have never done before, because you don't do a table read unless you booked an animated show.
Right.
Or you're doing one for a friend or something like that. But they've never been in front of somebody who's got the credentials that this person does. And he was so good, so it's intimidating. And as I know this because I'm an actor and I had to perform for her a couple different times, and it's scary. And I'm really fucking good. I've been doing this a long time. But I told her, I was like, I don't want to let you down, dude.
I was like, I'm so nervous. I was like, what is happening?
I'm great? I'm playing with house money. You think I'm great? I could fuck all of that up today. So
he did that day at the table.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So it's a wonderful setup, and then the table read rocks, and
so fun.
And we do that. We have plenty of time to do that because we only have 8 students, and we have so much time, so she can really take her time and redirect people and say, give me A, B, and C of that. We'll pick one. Okay, I like that. And Kristin is very patient. But eventually, if she gives you a direction 3 times, we're probably going to move on. That's just for anyone who's taken the class. Yeah. And I say that in front. I said, I've watched her. If she'll say, pick up the pace, and then maybe the next time, hey, pick up the pace. And then the 3rd time, really need you to pick up the pace. Because she's not the kind of person that's going to go, okay, you know what? This is bullshit. Yeah. You need to go play. It doesn't do anybody any good. And this is another thing that pisses me off about coaches when people go, that coach made me cry. There is just no reason to be mean. It doesn't do anybody any good. So she is not mean. She is straightforward. She will pull any punches. We have somebody that was playing a character for a very young television show, and his thing was very scary. And she said, this is pre-K, so that's a little scary. And then again, it was like, okay. So
it's really scary, guys. I have nightmares.
It's really scary, and that's just the way that went. We're gonna push she and I are the type that when we leave the thing, we're just like, oh my God. We really
leave it all on the table.
Those are the best sessions.
We work as hard as we can to do everything we can for the folks that we're very honored to have the chance to work with folks, and that's really what we're doing, because it's a lot of travel. It's a lot of leave your life and head across the country and hope for the best, and that's kind of the way we've been going at it. We're like, oh, okay, So Dallas sold out. Okay, so let's get cups. We should have cups.
I saw that today. I saw that. We
The
have
cups are
cups.
dope.
I saw that on social media.
They
Yeah.
look like buckets, but they're only 16-ounce stadium.
Yeah, no, I
Buckets. Next season, buckets.
I don't remember Detroit on that list. Is Detroit on that list or anywhere near Michigan?
Detroit was definitely on the list of wish lists. I don't think we're gonna make it this year. It's
That's
been
okay. There's
crazy.
4
Like
voice
we
actors
might,
out
but
here.
okay, yeah. But it was kind of funny because when Scott originally pitched it, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Scott was like, well, we'll do it at the Parkin space, and it would be wildly successful. But I was like, we gotta travel this fucking thing. We gotta take it because so many people would reach out and be like, man, they'd see the stuff from the table reads, and they're like, we want to do this, and it sucks that we're not in LA. And I'm like, I'm not one of those casting directors who's like, you have to be in LA. So I was like, let's take it to them. And Scott's like, really?
That's
And I was
amazing.
like, yeah, let's go.
Well, Kristin is running from the law, so getting out of the state every once in a while, changing your address is a really good idea. From
Such a great idea.
Yeah, her real name is not Kristin Paiva, for those of you
No,
listening.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
Crispy
gonna tell you.
Python.
Hair off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crispy
Gertrude
Python?
Horowitz.
Is that your dance name? I like it.
Crispy Python.
Yeah.
That sounds like the
It's a
the
nice
day,
stripper name.
the Wednesday day shift stripper.
Right.
Hey
everybody, one beautiful lady, one incredible body. This one brought to you by Angry Orchard. It's Crispy Python.
Python, crispy.
yeah. Pretty sweet.
You can tell I did radio in Dallas, can't you? In the
Yeah. So tell us, what's the schedule? I know, you're going to be in Dallas, and unfortunately, I'm like, hey, they're going to be in Dallas. And I looked, and I'm like, crap, I got something on that date. And plus, I'm picking lint out of my pocket going, so when's the next time you're going to be in Dallas?
Well,
And can I get a scholarship? Is my next question.
Scholarship, yeah. Scholarship.
Here's the thing. We have Dallas, and then we have LA in June or May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And then I think it's Sacramento.
Correct.
You'll be able to click on the link below.
Yeah.
There's going to be a button.
Yeah.
You guys see it
button.
right now.
We'll make sure we get a link when we advertise
sweet.
this on the social medias and all of
thank
that.
you.
No, it's
We'll make
popping
sure
up
we
right
include
now.
a link.
Oh, is
Oh,
there?
there it is.
I can
There
see
it
it.
is.
Oh, wait.
Andy,
That's-
doggone
no.
it! I told you, you're fired.
And we're talking to Andy Park.
So many promises.
Here's the thing: when you're just a couple of yahoos going, "Hey, let's travel and do this," you really can't buy a plane ticket until you sell out, because you can't like go, "We're gonna fly to Vancouver and hope for the best."
Yeah.
So the sooner people sell it out, the better it is for us. So it's interest based. If people in Seattle don't want us, then we'll go
Yeah.
to Chicago. So it's
Or
really
Detroit.
like.
Or Detroit. You already know you got
Detroit.
one in
Like,
Detroit.
If you have, listen, in order to make it work, we need 2 sessions of 8 people. So in Dallas, we're doing Saturday and Sunday. Nashville, Saturday and Sunday. Vancouver,
Pretty much
Saturday
everywhere
and
Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah. So it's Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
But like Sacramento, it's not very far, and I have family there, and she has family there, so we could do one session. But
Yeah.
we've got that one almost sold out, and if there's interest, we'll do another session. But
Right.
it's very traction based. If you got a few people, and the voiceover community is pretty tight, so
Yeah.
what we're getting is people are sharing it within their group and going, "Hey, let's go do this." It's a lot more fun if you do it with people you know and like already.
Yeah.
Like anything, like an orgy or say a buffet, they're all much more
Or
fun.
both at the same time.
A church group, a book club, these are all.
I've only ever done those with strangers. I don't know. I've
You've
never
been to a
done.
buffet with strangers? That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone.
You're gonna eat that rib.
Yeah.
That was that guy. I was Mike, everybody. Write your cards and letters to Mike.
It's called Old Country Buffet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's $12. Come
So,
on. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Hey,
this.
keep moving. Those of us in salads are trying to get up to where the meat is. I'm talking about the country buffet, a real buffet. I was one of 3 boys, so my mom would take us to a buffet, and they would weep openly because we would hurt them. And then I tried to talk my mom. I was like, "Can we just like sit in the corner and like if we're here for lunch, can we just like do this and then we're here for dinner?
Yeah, it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay.
It's like the old
Yeah.
John Panette routine that I probably can't do because it's not PC anymore, but, about the Chinese
probably.
restaurant.
But this is from my life, man. I tried
from his life.
the Lions Buffet in Lodi all day.
I love a good buffet.
Yes,
I love
sir.
a good buffet.
I did a bunch of commercials in Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah.
And they kept taking us to buffets. And after like 2, you're like, you know what? I'm not so much for the smell of sterno and cooked food in bulk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all
even
mixed
me,
together.
it was like, let's go somewhere
Well, and
else.
there's such a wide range of buffet quality. It's like
true.
you can go to a
True.
really good, like everything they put out is just top notch, and then
And
you can
go
do
to a
like
non.
I did and take an MSC cruise in the Mediterranean, and just everything is slop.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
My
You know
friend
what's-
used to work. My friend used to work comedy on the cruises, and they'd take all these, older folks who were Americans and overweight, and just feed them, and have them dance. And there would be a helicopter to come out and get the stroke and heart attack victims.
Oh my God.
It's like,
Jeez.
this is a horrible recipe here.
Horrible.
I,
I'm
what's-
gonna go back and start dancing. Give me some more potatoes. Yeah. Yeah, the Chris Farley.
Yeah. But
I was gonna suggest the buffet conversation break, but we got to that organically.
did.
Mike, you,
Are you saying organic?
yeah,
yeah.
organic.
But Mike,
Yes.
what were you getting at? I heard you scratch around for a question here.
Oh, just no. I would.
I heard you flail.
That was the
around
fleas.
like somebody you
Yeah,
can't
that's
see.
been me the last 15 minutes. Oh, so yeah, So
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
thanks,
That's how
Mitch.
it goes.
Thanks for the prompt. No, I mean, I wanted to comment that this sounds like an amazing format. Everything you were saying, like the improv into the character build into the table read. I'm like, yes, please.
It's everything
Yeah.
I've ever
Yeah.
read. Yeah.
And
It
so
is-
yeah,
it-
I'm really
yeah.
sad that I missed out on the Dallas one.
There's one more spot, but I know you got some
Sacramento's
cobwebs in
right
that
down the road.
that pocket. I
Yeah, I'll
understand.
have to see. I'll have to see.
We
hit up my benefactor.
we're doing a couple out here, and I know 3 people that are traveling to LA to meet with other agents and other folks that are taking our
Yeah.
May 4th thing. So you can travel to a city.
There's other cities.
Yeah.
There's other cities.
This can't be the
Is
last
there-
time you're doing it either.
No, it's got to be a thing. Is there a chance that there will be an IASK session at One Voice in August?
There is not.
Dallas.
There is not.
There is not.
We have been disinvited. No, that's not real.
No,
that's
we-
not what
No,
happens.
I
That's
was
not.
like-
That's not. No,
Oh,
the
no,
team. No, that
Gas,
didn't happen.
yeah.
That didn't
Jesus
happen.
Christ.
Can we edit that out? That never happened. Oh
No.
No, we weren't disinvited at all. It just it's a difficult.
We just
pull-up.
weren't invited. No, I'm just kidding.
This is nice, dude.
We were invited.
What you're
we were
saying.
invited.
Yeah.
We're traveling in August. I'm just
I was invited.
we're traveling in August. We can't.
Yes,
Gotcha.
we're traveling in August, and we made sure
We're traveling.
Jay-
I ask.
Hey.
JMC was the one that brought us together, and we
Yeah.
chose to debut at VO Atlanta, so we're big fans of his.
Huge.
And we didn't put any IAS things. We said, hey, we don't want to come close to anything that you're doing because you're
Yeah.
trying. He's like, oh no, you guys are phenomenal. And so we didn't schedule anything near IASK in Dallas or in One Voice in Dallas.
Vietnam. What is happening?
Not Vietnam.
You're going to Vietnam
making it
next?
Yeah, it's
No,
more
we
of
are
an
going to
Anthony
Ireland and
Bourdain.
England.
Ooh.
We are. We're going.
wow.
Yeah, I'm hopeful about those. Those sound fantastic. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. There's so much
lot of interest
animation
there.
that happens in Ireland.
So
And-
much and so much more now.
Yeah,
It's amazing,
And we
the
think-
animation
we think
scene.
We might get to stay with her and my pal Swampy Marsh, who created Phineas and Ferb, who's built a lovely house there in Carrick.
Ah.
Wow.
So yeah,
that sounds cool.
if it sells, we're there. And
Yeah.
it
You
seems,
need like a third employee, maybe one that just comes along and makes sure to
Yeah.
hush
Well,
people, make
maybe
sure
a
they don't
hype
laugh
man.
a lot or
let's
talk
see.
too
Can I
much.
just come and
see how
be in
you
the
look
background and
let's
go,
see how you look in the uniform. first.
Oh, let me
Is
tell
it
you,
is it
pal.
sexy?
Well, we'll
'Cause,
see.
you know, I fill it out.
Normally.
Well, and guys, we do have an ambassador role for each location that we've
That's,
put
I think,
out.
is a great
So we created an ambassador role for every single destination, and what that is that person gets a free almost $500 ticket. And basically because listen, we don't live in these locations, right? So we really rely on our ambassador to help us go, hey, this is when you should come. This is, I've got this great venue that I know of, or that I can get you into, or stay away from that area. That's not good, or whatever. And helping to get the word out so that we can book the sessions. Because, you know, what did you used to say about how you're like, God bless JMC, man, but we don't work on those budgets, man. We don't have that. We don't have that money. We don't have JMC money.
Well, hey, next time you
So
come
we have to
to
sell them out
Dallas,
to get there.
I don't have the parking spot, but I do have a big backyard. So, you know, I host you. Y'all can.
In
I got 5
Dallas,
bedrooms.
bro? Do you guys
Yeah.
hang out in the backyards? I mean, isn't it really warm?
I
It
lived in
is.
Dallas
Well, you
for
got to
12
come at
years.
the right time. That's where being the ambassador would say, "Don't come in the
You're
summer.
right. You're
Don't
so
come in the
fucking
summer."
right.
Spring is 2 weeks in Dallas.
Yeah,
Having lived
Yeah,
there for
right.
We
12
blinked
years.
and it was gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, we the ambassador person gets to do the improv, and then they get to be the narrator at the table, and it's a good gig. So and we do have that because we do want the local input. We want as much, and we want to have as much fun and do as
Well,
much
that's
as
great.
we can.
So-
I'm sniffing a Detroit ambassador
Oh, I'm
in a
ready.
room somewhere.
I'm about to ask a question that will hopefully help me become that. So anyone who wants to become an ambassador, they should probably scope out some places before you get there, scope out times for you, obviously stay out of zones, probably places to eat, places to stay, question mark, or would you figure that out on your own?
To be honest with you, like any input that you have as an ambassador is so incredibly helpful to us, but we're not out here trying to tell us you have to find us hotels and book our flights and stuff, you know, like none of that
I
stuff.
would for that price. I mean,
no,
JetBlue,
no.
they got you on JetBlue.
Well, it's a big enough lift, though, to say really, truly, like, to help us find a venue. And again, it does have to be like, again, we're working on budgets that are not, I know it sounds like a lot, but once you add in our travel and our accommodations, the margins are not always there. So, you know, finding locations that are not going to cost $500 a day. That's out. We can't, it's insane. We can't do that. You know, so helping us find those locations, that's a huge, heavy lift. And then getting it sold, because we're so dependent on selling out these sessions. It's been so hard for us because we want to do this so bad, and so many places want us to come, and we're so excited, but we're like, man, we got to sell it out to get there, and that's hard. So it's a heavy enough lift, trust me.
Is this a
Those
theater
tickets.
we're looking for? A conference room?
Anything.
What
We've
sewer?
got-
is the
go
parking
ahead.
space is 15 by 22 in the main area. That's what I need for improv.
Space-wise.
We need 2 tables and 12 chairs. It needs to be indoors. Like Kayla was like, you're not going to want to be outside. Kayla's
It's
sort of
Nashville in July.
Not even our
Someone picked
ambassador.
Nashville in July.
Helping. Yeah.
Have fun with that.
But indoors, the air conditioning is fantastic. And there's
But yeah, just having like the space to do it is incredibly important. And then having some sort of table situation and chairs afterwards is really kind of key.
We're probably be at a hotel in Nashville. We got tables and stuff, and it got a decent rate, so we'll do that. We just need a little bit of space where we can stretch out, and then when she does the table, she needs total focus and everyone a decent eye line, you know.
But we've got, I mean, like, listen, we're so, like, we're not bougie in our locations. And in fact, we've got the coolest locations because of it. Like in Dallas, Scott's friend hooked us up. Is it an improv club? I'm so sorry for forgetting.
It is, yeah. It's 4-day weekends, club and bar.
4-day weekend
Yeah,
in
Green
club and
Black.
bar in Dallas, like how on brand for us. So lovely.
Yeah.
In DC, wonderful Stephanie Johnson has offered up her brewery. I mean, like cool ass places.
Yeah.
Like we'll go wherever the fuck we can fit and do this thing and have air conditioning because that's my one requirement.
My
Well,
backyard
well,
is
yeah.
not cool enough in more than one way. Got it.
She
I'll think of
No.
something for you next
My
time.
Backyard is so great. His backyard is dope, man.
Yeah,
Just to
dude.
Dallas,
I'm
we'd
a
have to
mile
really.
off the beach, so it's never much over 75 here. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Yeah.
But the thing that we want to do is we want to get out there, and we both like people, or we wouldn't do this. So we want to give people the best opportunity. I'm 63, you know, my voiceover career, I'm on the tail end of it. I want to share everything that I can and give people as much as possible to try and make a living at this. And we're very honest with the expectations of it. But I'm extremely confident that anybody that takes this class won't be like, oh, I didn't, it seems weird. I didn't get it. We haven't heard anyone for any of the table reads or any of it just go, yeah, that wasn't helpful. We believe strongly that we can move the needle for you. Listen, we are not the kind of people that go, you're going to be able to make a living in animation now. All we want to do is help you get from here to here.
Yeah.
Wherever that is on the scale.
And I know we talk about it all the time that, imposter syndrome runs rampant in this industry. And so to have something like this where you can spend 4 hours with a couple of professionals and come out of it with more confidence in who you are and in your abilities to interpret a script and take direction and improv and all of that just sounds absolutely amazing to me.
And Scott pointed out something, I'm so sorry, but just that also, we're using real scripts from animated series. And, I hadn't even thought about it just in my weird little bubble, but some people have never even had the opportunity to see one of those. And in our class, you're going to get to work through a real one. So getting the real hands-on experience is huge. It's huge.
My imaginary friend had imposter syndrome. Sorry.
It affects us all.
So the thing about a normal animation class is you'll be handed a nice chunky part. You're the dog, and the dog is pensive and thoughtful. You'll do it. She'll redirect you, tell you the stuff she liked, redirect, and you do it again. And then it goes to the next person. And you're the lawyer, and the lawyer is angry, but whatever. And then it'll come back to you, and you'll do another one. You're the wagon. The wagon is really exciting, but you never get to work with another person. You rarely, if at all, get to work with another person. You don't see the arc of your character throughout a story, so you don't get the feel of it. So this literally doesn't exist anywhere else, which is why we feel confident that once people go, oh, it's 4 hours, it's 2 instructors, a real script, and I get to work with all these other people and maybe play a couple different characters. Certainly in improv, you're going to play multiple characters. And so we're listen, we thought of it. We're like, you know what, goddamn it, let's do it. So that's what we're doing.
And you know what? And we have so much fun. We laugh till we cry. Okay, fuck off, I do. It's just such a fun time. We have a friggin' blast together. So coming in and hanging out and learning stuff and having fun, get out.
I don't believe that at all because you two do not seem like fun people.
No, well,
especially
Scott's a real fucking track.
I know.
But
we're having the courage to say what everyone's thinking. And then at the end, we pop a couple beers and do a Q&A. So it's very relaxed.
Awesome.
Like in Sacramento, we're going to my mom's patio. Right
bar hopping. Oh,
yeah. No, we will.
yeah.
But so it's. Listen, both of us are pretty much hard on the sleeve. This what you see is what you get.
What you get.
Yeah, it's going to be like this. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be intense, funny, loud, and a blast.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it in the least. Can we? Can you find this on signups? Is it on PaivaProductions.com?
Yeah, right now that's where it's living just because we don't have a website for it yet. So it does live on Paiva.productions. Yeah, you can go on and it's IASK World Abomination Tour.
Frank hasn't made you a website yet?
Well, Frank did make my website, and it's fabulous.
He's going to make you another website.
We just haven't. Well, we did this so quickly. It's our relationship together. It's just let's just do the fucking thing.
Hey, they have a logo, and it's on cups. Give them that.
And Miranda, man, did you see that? Miranda Parkin made that.
Did she?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want tour shirts.
Artist. So
yeah, we're gonna get shirts. We want them. He's like, would it be weird to match them all, bro? I'm in. I'm all in. Let's do it. In fact, I'm buying that shirt he's wearing right now. I can't wait.
Right.
And you're gonna have to remind me
shirt.
afterwards.
I've been checking that out.
Right, the Jetsons, bro. I was like, get out.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah. As my kid would have said in high school. That's straight fire.
That's straight fire.
All right.
It's cool that they're still talking to you, though.
Well, hey, Mitch, how you feeling, bro?
Well,
boy, that's
because you look
tired.
a little itchy.
Fell asleep.
That's pretty.
A couple times.
Itchy.
are we there already? Okay,
I like
yeah,
me
I
some
guess I
French
could.
fried potatoes. Mm-hmm.
I guess I might be able to, if everyone's up for it, we could do some sort of acting here.
Kristen will not
after a
do
short
that,
break.
and that is
No,
that
but
is-
she's holding her
yeah.
child too. So even if she
That's
did
why
act,
I
we wouldn't
can't.
make her.
She can go,
But
no,
Scott,
no.
We're gonna make you.
She
All
wouldn't
right,
do
so
it
we're
if she was
gonna
holding $1,000.
through the magic of technology, we're gonna pause here and we're gonna come up with something probably about as stupid as we can get, and we'll be right back.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, hey, just like that, we're back.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we got a simple little script, but this is, Scott's known for improv, so we're gonna try to improv. I'm gonna try to say
we're
words.
gonna do a good
We're trying
job
to improv
too.
the crap out of
You're
this.
starting out great,
I
Mike.
am, yes, aren't I?
No
I
notes.
know.
That's
I am a
exactly-
professional actor and say words for a living.
A living.
All right,
That's
yeah,
adorable.
and we might get some like on the spot direction from Kristen that we're gonna have to
Maybe.
adhere
Ooh,
to.
yeah.
Maybe.
Some
I don't know,
boulders
depends.
to
Well,
hurdle.
maybe she'll check out and go make a cocktail. Who knows?
That's a
possible.
good idea too.
It's possible.
All right, so all right, I'll do the intro and
Please.
then we'll just get going. Here we go. We haven't even normally we like read through this first, but Scott's like, no,
Yeah.
let's go. So we're doing
And I tried
we're
to
doing
push
this
back,
cold,
but
baby.
I've been strong-armed.
Here we go. All right.
Interior. Dusty one-room courthouse in Cactus Gulch. A ceiling fan spins lazily above the courtroom. The judge is sipping whiskey from a coffee mug labeled World's Okayest Lawman. Buck McGraw is seated in shackles, grinning like a stupid possum. Enter Percival, tapping his umbrella cane dramatically.
This here is a preliminary hearing for one Buck the Bullet McGraw, charged with robbing three banks, a stagecoach, and my Aunt Delilah's chili contest. State your name, Fancy Britches.
Well, actually, Fancy Britches was my father. My name is Percival Thistlewistle, Queen's Counsel, Oxford educated, barrister at law, at your service, my friends. Look at me with your good eye, Judge. Here to represent my client, Mr. Bullet McGraw. Guess Bullet's a family name. The surname, I have no idea. Whom I found advertised next to a rather charming recipe for possum stew that has a little bit of some shallots in it, some beurre blanc, some garlic, and
Order, we will have order here.
Yes, of course. I thought I was
That's-
making an order.
That's my stew. I didn't steal it. I made it. I submitted it. I ground it up all by myself.
He found you in the what now?
Ah, I love to have the opportunity to repeat stuff slowly, but he found it in the Cactus Courier. Jot that down and remember it if you can. Between obituaries and the questionable article about Moonshine Enemas, which was actually an album by a country artist.
It was behind the obituaries, in that place where you find stuff to like hire people and
Yes.
what the classy
Move along,
classy
yes.
classy
Stretch
folk
it out if you
area.
can.
Please,
Yeah.
yes.
It was
Move
right
along.
under wife swapping Wednesdays.
Yeah,
I've been to that twice.
Lord help us all. All right, Mr. Thistlewaffle.
It's actually Thistleweight, sir.
Whatever. Your client accused of robbing banks with nothing but a six-shooter and a trained ferret. It says trained ferret here.
There's no such thing.
How
It's an otter.
do you plead?
Well, first of all, a trained ferret is not just one you'll find anywhere, so it's quite an accomplishment with just a six-shooter, hypothetically speaking. But my client is not guilty by virtue of being incredibly Britishness. Thank you, ChatGPT. Well played.
That ain't nothing here, son.
Well, apparently I'm British. So, Percy, I've been feigning being west from the south all this time. Percy, if you would please tell him about the law of the Queen.
Ah, yes, quite right. Under the ancient statutes of ye old England, section 42B, any man with mutton chops and a tragic backstory may claim temporary insanity if found yodeling during the commission of a crime. It's all right there for you, Judge. I can't believe you're not familiar.
True. I did yodel twice, and I do have glorious mutton chops.
Well, let's not go crazy.
I do.
They are glorious.
I
You must admit.
order. Why, my accent changed all of a sudden.
It's
I don't know
important.
what-
As
Yes,
did mine,
yes,
if you
very
didn't
good.
notice.
It's always best to go as slow as you
Damn
can
it.
through these.
Yes, very good. The defense, or the fact that the ferret filed a countersuit.
Now, let's be honest. The ferret is
He's
a
not
menace.
a ferret. It's an otter.
Quiet, I'm representing you. The ferret is a menace, Your Honor. Bit me thrice, and now I fear I may become part outlaw, or at least rabid.
All right, now, that's enough. Case proceeds to the trial next Tuesday, assuming we're not attacked by tumbleweeds again. Court adjourned.
Is it time for tea and crumpets? May I have Earl Grey?
Only if they serve it with regret and gunpowder and a deep whimsy for the old days. There we go.
And
Oh,
scene.
my gosh. Okay.
Wow. All right.
That was bad.
That was absolutely horrible.
I felt not. I'm so glad I forgot Kristin was there for a second because I feel terrible about
I kept
myself
like,
now.
I'm like, oh, shit, you know, because again, for those of you listening, you know what we do is we have ChatGPT write us the dumbest thing, and then we actually read through it once and get an idea, and okay, come
Yeah.
back. Scott's like, no, let's do it. So we did it, and hey, I was all for it.
Dude,
But then,
you can't blame me that it was bad.
I do blame
no,
you.
I'm not.
No, the
blaming you.
writing's bad. The writing's
No.
bad. What you guys did with it was very funny, but the writing is
reading
bad.
Through
Yeah.
reading through it wasn't going to make it any better, boys. Let's
I
be honest.
blame you for making me a bad actor, Scott. Just today, just on this
Remember,
day.
when you're
I
doing
just-
things, stretch them out as long as you can. Take as much time as you want.
Yeah.
Snappy,
I'm sure.
snappy. Gotta go
Kristin
quick.
would say the
Yeah.
same
It's
thing. I'm
what
sure.
it
It's
If Kristin
obvious
if
who the
Kristin was allowed to
improvisation
direct, she
king
would've
is
said-
in the room.
If Kristin was allowed to direct, she would have gone pick up the pace.
Oh yeah, 12 times. 12 times.
Scott, pick it up.
Here's my deal, you guys. I don't tell Mike that. He should know by now.
Mike's worked with me. He should know by now. Faster, Mike, faster.
I know. Yeah. I'll try to. All right. And with that in mind, all right, we'll see you later next time. Bye.
Okay.
No, really, thanks, guys, for
Oh.
joining. Scott, thanks for indulging
like-
us in our stupid little game that we play. But, hey, the audience enjoys it. So, you know, hey, there's merit.
Especially
We had a
with
good
you.
time. Thanks for having us on, fellas.
All right. You guys are great.
IASK coming to a town near you. Jump
Yes.
in while you can get your seats.
And you can find it at paiva.production.
Yep. And you can,
There's a
you'll see the
link
link for
in the bottom.
IASK. There's a button,
There you
right?
go.
You're going to put a
It's
button.
actually no, it's right here.
It's a button.
Andy's
It's not.
going
Andy!
to put it there. Andy?
On it. That's it. I'm done with them. All right.
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
put
Really
we'll put a link
appreciate
when
it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so
Awkward
much,
goodbyes.
Bye.
guys. Awkward goodbyes.
Bye.
Bye.